also wondering, as I'm walking along, what are your thoughts on all of these weight loss injections? You know, deemed as the new, weight loss wonder drugs. So there's obviously the big one which we all hear about is Ozempic, and I do know of some people, a couple of them, family members back in the UK, who are on Mounjaro, which by all accounts you're meant to lose more weight with that than you do with Ozempic. Now, I know that it's a diabetes drug, but it's also being prescribed for weight loss. Have any of you used it? Are you currently using it? What's your experience on it? Are there any major side effects? And how do you feel about it? I mean, I suppose it's quite expensive. I think in the UK you can get a pen which lasts a month for around £150. Over here in Ireland, it's anything between like €250 up to 300 and whatever euros. That's what I've seen online. And of course, struggling with weight all my life, I'd like to think that I consider anything. And in the past I have taken pills and stupid things, fad diets, because none of it ever works long term. And also, you don't know how these things you put it in your body are going to affect you, short term or long term. So that's kind of like, I suppose, my worry. Ooh, sorry, hair in my face. Come on, miss. So yeah, I suppose I was just wondering what your take on it is. Do you think it's a cheap way to lose weight? Or is your opinion of, well, if you can afford it, then go for it? Now, my understanding is it is an appetite suppressant. That's how it works. So it's meant to kind of, take away those hunger cravings, which is great. Now, I know for a fact that a lot of people who have a problem, with weight and a bad relationship with food, that they don't just eat because they're hungry and they've got hunger cravings. They eat because they might be bored, or they're an emotional eater, or if you're like me, you eat because it gives you pleasure. Now, I don't sit down of an evening, I've not done it in a while, but when I did, I'd sit down of an evening and I'd look forward to thinking, I've got some kettle crisps in the cupboard, or some dry roasted peanuts. And it was kind of like, that's how I'd finish off my day. I didn't eat because I was hungry. So does that mean that one of these weight loss wonder jabs wouldn't work for me? Because, I'm not eating because I'm hungry. I'm eating because I want it, kind of thing. So yeah, I suppose it's debatable, isn't it? Maybe that's why, I suppose, it might work really well for some people, and it might not work at all for others. I suppose it depends on your relationship with food and why you overeat, because let's face it, that's why we're fat, isn't it? We overeat and we don't do enough exercise. Yes, medical issues can play part into that, and certain medications can as well, and make it even bigger struggle to lose weight. I'm not denying that. Age plays a part in it. Everything slows down as you get a bit older, but I don't want to focus on negatives. I'm just wondering, if anyone out there is using it, and is it worth it? I mean, I'll be honest, when I heard of certain people who I know in the UK, I've got this pen and I've lost 2 stone, in a few weeks, I was kind of like, I suppose a little bit green-eyed monster in a way, because it's a lot of money I don't have lying around. which, you know, that's fine. But even if I did have the money lying around, I still don't know whether I'd go full steam ahead and try it. Because what happens if you do stop it? What happens if you kind of become immune to it? Do you have to keep taking more and more dosage? Do the effects, you know, of the drug lessen? It's an interesting one, isn't it? You know, I mean, if something happened to you, you know, financially, and you've been solely relying on this drug for a couple of years, and then all of a sudden you wasn't in a position to buy it anymore, does that mean that the minute you stop taking it, you just get fat again? Because ultimately you haven't changed that relationship with food mentally, you haven't changed your lifestyle, you know, you've not kind of, shall we say, reset and refocused what your life is and what your lifestyle's about. If you're solely relying on a wonder drug, you could carry on. It's working at the time, isn't it? But the minute it stops, oh, you know, I've heard rumours that, you know, there's a shortage of the drug, so if you can't get your drug, you just get fat again. Debatable. It's interesting. So I'd like to hear your take on it. Yeah, so any comments would be welcome. So yeah, just finishing the walk off. It's a beautiful day. You can't really, just walking down the, it's like a flyover road. There's it's an N road, it's called, a national road next to where I am, and it kind of winds down a little country lane which runs to the front of the house. So it's like a just shy of 3 mile loop. So we just potter along. Now, this is another thing I'm struggling with at the minute. As I've said before, I have 2 dogs. Missy, yes, she's a good girl. She isn't reactive. She's brilliant on the lead, and we just walk along, and I find great pleasure in walking along with her. She's a great companion. Now, Rufus, I can't take him because he's so reactive. If a car goes past, he lunges at the cars. If a person comes past, he's barking and lunging. He's just, it was a rescue, and we've took him to behaviour therapist and all the rest of it. You certainly can't teach this old dog new tricks, unfortunately, but we love him regardless, and he's so mellow and loving with us. So yeah, my husband has the duty of taking him out and Missy together, and I take pleasure in walking Missy. Now, that's great, but she does like to stop every few paces. Apart from when she's tired, she'll just plod on then because she wants to get back home. But I'm not exactly power walking, you see. So I did say to my husband, I'm going to start going out on my own each morning, and I can like power walk so many miles and come back. But she knows the sound of me putting my shoes on and the sound of me putting my jacket on, and she appears and she's by my side, and I feel completely guilty, and I can't leave the house and not take her, you see. So yeah, it's a hard one really. And I always feel mean, like, well, if I'm going out walking, I may as well take her with me. And I suppose getting out there and walking, even if I'm not power walking, is better than nothing, isn't it? That's the way I'm trying to think about it at the minute, which is why I'm hoping I can pick up the running again, because I don't run with her. I can't run with her. She affects the way you run, and again she wants to stop, and then she'll be pulling and running too fast. Just not good, and you would end up injured like that. So I desperately do try and sneak out then. So yeah. Anyway, we're going to be coming to the end of our walk, and I shall be cracking on and doing some more stuff with the camper van. We're hoping to have it done in the next month, and then we can get out there, get over to the coast and do some exploring, have some adventures, like the dogs run wild on a beach, because all the beaches are kind of deserted around here, which is great. You know, do some wild swimming. So yeah, I think I've waffled on for too long now. So I shall see you very shortly, and I'm hopefully doing my first run. And I hope, fingers crossed, that it goes well, because I know that on the back of that's going well, it just does something to your mindset, doesn't it? You get it uploaded onto Strava and it pushes you forward, and that determination's there. Just makes you feel good. Well, it makes me feel good anyway. So yeah, hopefully that's where I shall pick this up next.